Hi, hello. It is Dr. Askkrystalracquel. I'm back again with another video for the evening. I hope you all are doing amazingly. This topic is something that is really interesting to me, and I really think it's something that women should be careful about. It's regarding women dating and being a single mother. But if you like my content, please like, comment, and subscribe. You can also send me an email at askkrystalracquel@gmail.com. So, be careful out there, ladies. There are men who will prey on you if you are a single mother. Be careful. There are times where, I don't want to say there's desperation, just in general, women sometimes they really want a man, they really want to have a relationship. There is a narrative that is going on about women who are single mothers. It is saying that men don't want them. It's saying that they're not good enough, that they are low on the totem pole in terms of women. Don't believe those narratives, because if you start believing those things and even focusing on those things or listening to those things, you're going to be living in a mindset of scarcity. You're going to be living in a mindset of desperation, and you're going to make yourself a target. So ladies, there's one thing that a man who is not a good guy, what he might be looking for. He might be looking for a single mother, or based on the narratives that are being talked about in terms of single mothers, when he approaches you, whether it's online or in person, and he knows you're a single mother, he is going to potentially try to sleep with you. He may think, because you are a woman who has had children, based on some narratives that were put out there by, I believe, Mr. Samuels. It's very crazy. Kevin Samuels has really, he, even though he's no longer here, he really changed the game in terms of his teachings. I'm not going to say anything bad about him, but there were some teachings that he put out there that are still alive today in the form of other men who are talking and advising men about different things. Be careful, because there are men who, just like Kevin Samuels, pretty much thought if you slept with someone to have a child, you need to put out when you're dating a man. We're Christians here. We know that's not the way things work. You're supposed to, go into a relationship or meet someone. You're supposed to save yourself for marriage. Even if you did it in the past, do the right thing moving forward. So there are men like that. They're going to attempt to try to come to your home. They're going to try to invite you to their home for a date. They may even take you out for a date. But be very careful, be cautious. There are men who are attempting to use you because of your status as a single mom. Be careful, be vigilant. Do not put yourself in that position, and do not be desperate. I know of a young lady, she's a single mother of one, and she was very desperate in dating. A man would talk to her, she would just end up talking on the phone with him. She had no standards. Even the man just mentioning that he would like to take her out and not actually doing it, she was okay with that. She just would talk to him endlessly, or talk to a man endlessly on the phone, to the point where the man would even tell her, like, oh, I don't really got it like that. And she was okay with that. She was pretty much looking for someone that she could go 50-50 with, someone that she could end up dating, and maybe not even really dating, but end up going out with. He can, they can move in together, they can have a family together, he can be a stepdad to her child, and they could split bills. Remember, it can be kind of hard as a single mother. You're the only one with the income, and then also let's say that your child's father is not supportive, and you haven't put that person on child support, which I believe was the case for her. She did not put the child's father on child support, but he also wasn't giving her money as he had promised, so it was a little bit difficult for her. So not only the dating world, even prior to that, she ended up in a situation with a man who, as I mentioned before, you want to make sure that a man has been able to live on his own and support himself prior to you getting with him. And of course, you don't even move him with someone in the first place, but she ended up moving him, and they moved in together, and he was paying bills. He made much more than her, and they both were doing 50-50, even though she made less. And then she also did worse in her job after that. Well, I think she lost her job. She started a new job that made significantly less, and he was still wanting her to pay 50%. So that just tells you the type of person that he is. First of all, he already made more to begin with. Now he made significantly more. He still wanted that 50-50. There are men who are looking to use women who have children. They believe that they are lower on the totem pole, even though that is not the case. Women are getting married every day when they have children. And I also recommend, ladies, it's good to, if you have children, it's good to try to date men who have children. Men who are actually in their children's lives and also being good fathers. That's a good matchup. And it's okay. There's no problem if a man who has no children doesn't want to date women who have no children. There's nothing wrong with that. But ladies, just be careful about the ones who are approaching you. Just really be careful. There was also another young lady that I saw. She was also like from this mindset where she was so focused on men and their perspective of her. She was trying so hard. She was like, I feel like I'm not getting as much attention as I used to. I put on like 10 pounds. I saw this girl's picture. She was so beautiful. She was so pretty. And she looked good. The only difference was like she was like maybe younger. 5 years ago, she was younger. And she had, you know, that innocence that you have when you're young. She had the innocent, youthful look. And very beautiful then too. And then now she had her woman look. She was, I think, late 20s or early 30s now, maybe late 20s. And she looked very nice. She didn't realize how beautiful she was, but she had a child, a daughter. And I could tell that based on her commentary, she was more focused about trying to attract men because she had a child, so she felt like she was unworthy. You're not unworthy if you have a child. People have children for different reasons. They could have been in a situation that was violent and left. They could have been married and didn't work out. They could have had a child out of wedlock. Whatever the case may be, focus on being the best you can be. Focus on your character. Focus on doing the right thing so you make good decisions moving forward. If by chance you ended up having your child just from like a boyfriend relationship, you weren't ever married, just focus on doing the right thing. Focus on making changes for the future. But I mentioned before too, you know when the right time is to date, but I think it's really commendable when women wait until their child is 16 or 18 to date. That just shows that they're really focused on their child. But even if you do decide to date when your children are about 10, for the youngest, then just really make sure you're monitoring those things. And you really want to be careful about bringing men around your children. So I know I talked about dating in general, but this also goes back to even introducing your children, because there are men who actually like single mothers because they also want to be able to look at the children. I know we see some crazy things going on nowadays, so just be really vigilant about that, and don't let men get too close when you are dating. I think there's nothing wrong with not even introducing your children to a man. Take some time. I always say when you're childless, it's a little bit different. You can make certain decisions, but when you have children, you have to really monitor. You have to take some more time than you would if you were really just on your own with no children. So keep that in mind as well. But ladies, you all have so much to offer to this world. If you had a relationship and it resulted in children, don't think that you're never going to meet someone else again, that you have to lower yourself. You have to start doing things that you know aren't right because you have children. Absolutely not. Continue to be a good example to your children and continue to do the right thing. If you have a church, try to serve in church. Put your children in good programs so they can get the role models that they need, especially if they are a boy. Good supervised programs, of course. And make sure that you are in a space to where you're even okay to date. Don't be in a place where you're going to end up being bitter towards men or anything like that. But ladies, once again, do not lower yourself because people are saying, you should be happy that anyone should accept you. No, there is a man that's going to accept you, and God is with you. Just continue to build your relationship with him, but do not settle. Do not lower yourself because you want a man desperately, or because you think men are saying that you're unworthy. If a man finds you attractive, he's going to come talk to you, right? But make sure he's a good quality. And if you don't feel you're attractive, focus on where that stems from. Is it based on low self-esteem? Is it based on you and you possibly being overweight? Is it based on you not liking the shape that you have? Focus on those things and heal from those things. focus on building a relationship with God, and He's going to open a door for you. So really be careful about that. Do not go into the dating world thinking that you're less than, thinking that there's no way a man is going to want you. No. And, I think I've thought differently about children, for whether a woman should reveal if she has children or not. I think it depends. There's been times when I was like, no, don't even reveal it, because that's not even their concern. But nowadays men are going to ask you those questions. So I believe it's best to be honest, because if someone has something, if a man doesn't want a woman with children, it's best to just say it. But I would say you don't have to say the gender. You can just say, yeah, yes, I have children. If he starts asking the gender and stuff, I probably would be wary. If he asks the ages, I think that's fine. And I think it's natural that a person would probably mention the gender. But if he's like really curious about your gender, the gender of your child, I would just be mindful, and I wouldn't probably pursue that. But just be careful out there. There are men who are looking to use you and abuse you. They think that you are easy because of you having children. They think that it's going to be easy for you because you think that you're less than, and men are saying that you're less than. So just be mindful. Do not put yourself in that position, because there are definitely men who are thinking that about you, and it's not the case. So hope you have a wonderful, blessed day. Bye.